Welcome, 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 everybody. Thank you so much for joining us here. I am super excited for our workshop today. Oh, okay. All right. I do have somebody messaging me that they can't find the link. Okay, there we go. All right, so Lisa should be joining us here shortly. And yeah, sometimes Zoom is a little persnickety. Jana says, usually the link works for me if I click on it. I copied it and pasted it to Safari to open it. Very, very resourceful. Good job. Thank you, Jana. I'm happy that you are here. Okay, so while Lisa is joining us, and again, let me just double check. Okay. Okay. I might pop back and forth a little bit simply because, oh, Kimberly said it wasn't clickable. Okay. All right. Well, that would be my technology then. Except I know Jana and Lawana, I put it in Messenger, so I don't know what's going on. Yeah. All right. Take a moment, take a deep breath in, release. Sending some tech angels. We're going to use Entourage. This is an Entourage workshop. We're going to have a live demonstration of one way that you can use your Entourage. We're going to call in some tech angels that can help resolve any technical issues and help find those alternatives. Thank you, requesting that they help all those who might be experiencing tech issues to be able to join us today. Thank you. Okay. Yep. We're all here, so that's what matters. Yes. I agree. Okay. So, little bit of housekeeping. The first thing is that this is being recorded for commercial use, which means that by participating, having your camera on and sharing thoughts and feelings, you are giving me permission to do that for the replay. And yeah, that's going to be available. The second thing is, okay, the bonus that I said that I would offer was my channeling class, which is a $97 class. And I made a mistake. Hi there, Lisa. I'm so glad that you joined us. Thank you for joining us. I made a mistake and I actually gave you my channeling workshop, which is the same thing as the channeling class, plus it includes trance channeling, as well as walking you through and giving you opportunities. And so you're welcome. We're going to keep it at that. I am not taking that away from you. You get to keep that channeling workshop. The other thing is that I had reached out to a couple of people in the DMs and I told you that that bonus was available. And if and not everybody made it on the 5, right? The first 5. So I'm thinking I'm going to extend that bonus to everybody who signed up. Okay. I hope that feels in integrity. I don't want it to be a bait and switch kind of thing, but also I do love being generous. And as we are talking about Entourage, it's really necessary for you to have really powerful channeling skills in order to make the most out of your experience with your entourage. So you will have that. The next thing that I wanted to say is that when we are connecting with higher vibrational beings, that is going to shift a lot of energy for you. So make sure that you are staying grounded, drink a lot of water, give yourself time for integration, self-care. Grounding outside afterwards would be a great thing to do following. And the final thing before we get started here is to make sure that you have a pen and paper, because you're going to be identifying the different members of your entourage. And so you'll want to be taking notes and get clear, have something concrete for that, either pen and paper, computer, whatever that looks like for you. So I will give you just a moment if you would like to grab a water bottle, pen and paper, anything that you need. We'll give you a moment here. And while I give you that moment, I'm gonna double check. Okay. Okay. Lisa, those tech angels worked because Lisa's here. I see your message where you were frustrated, and I understand you aren't the only one. There was something weird going on with the link where it was hard, it just wasn't working when people were clicking on it. And so they were copying and pasting it into a browser. That actually sounds more like a Facebook thing than a Zoom thing. But we called in our technology angels and we're all here. So that's beautiful. And I'm happy to see your beautiful face, and I absolutely love your hair. It looks adorable. Okay, so now I'm going to share my screen. Get ready. Here we go. I don't know. Before I even do that, take a moment, take a deep breath in, and see if you can just kind of feel the energy of them. I feel so much excitement from them. Like, yes, yes, yes. We get like first date kind of energy of like, we get to be introduced. I've been crushing on her for so long, and now I'm finally getting her attention, and we get to have conversations and go on that coffee date, right? So I'm feeling a lot of really beautiful energy coming through right now. So, with that said, Kayla, hi, Kayla, thanks for joining us. I'm so happy that you are here. We are just about to get started here with the slideshow. So make sure you have water, pen and paper, and all that good stuff. Okay, we're going here. Let me move this down here. Right. All right. So I'll be moving back and forth in between the slideshow and the and the working, right? Just doing the actual work. So let me do this. All right, super excited today. The topic is your entourage, and you get to discover your personal spiritual support team. So if you are new to my world, allow me to introduce myself. I'm your host today. My name is Shelley Howells, and I am a dragon-hearted transformation warrior. Woo woo! As a channel, seer, oracle, and ascension guide, I help people to transcend their wounding and ascend to their highest timeline. I'm also the creator of the New Earth Mystery School, of which we have several of our sisters here with us today. So thank you for the NEMS sisters for joining us. The New Earth Mystery School is a choose your own adventure training school for New Earth leadership, as well as personal and collective accelerated ascension. In the New Earth Mystery School, you reconnect with yourself as an ascended master and awaken the remembrance of why you incarnated on Earth here and now. You hold the keys to the mysteries that are needed to create the new Earth for the collective. And in this sacred space, you are held in loving, collaborative community while you expand and express your purpose. That big, beautiful purpose that you have is the reason why you have a big, beautiful entourage. So I am delighted that you are here to discover for yourself just how much support there is available to you in fulfilling that big, beautiful purpose. So what is an entourage? An entourage is simply, well, okay, so my guides actually corrected me before I said it's simply, they're like, no, the full force of heaven is available to you. all of the beings on all the planes are available. You have full support from all realms. Okay? Your purpose, what they're telling me here, your purpose is huge. It is important. It is invaluable, not just for the earth, but beyond the earth, right? Because earth is a part of a greater collective. And so what is happening on the earth today has implications well beyond humanity. So this is all coming from my guides right now. Okay. Yeah. So you get to have an entourage, a spiritual support team that matches your purpose. Okay. So drop it in the comments if you felt that, if you felt the magnitude of that. And because there is such a magnitude to it, that can feel overwhelming. And because it's overwhelming, it's like, no, 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 you get to have all this support, okay, to make it not overwhelming. Things are overwhelming when we think we have to do it alone, and we don't, which is why I just answered this question. Why do you need to know your entourage? Because you were never meant to do it alone. You were never meant to do it alone. That independence, and particularly hyper independence, that is a beautiful gift of wounding from the third dimensional experience. Okay. And it is time for new earth leaders to transcend that wounding and come into community and receive all of the support that is available to you. Okay. Now, one thing that my guides have recently revealed to me is the 90-10 rule. So I don't know if you've seen this in my emails or my Facebook posts, but let me explain the 90-10 rule. And this is when you get into that space of overwhelm. Like I said, when you're in overwhelm, it's because you're not being supported. And so my guides told me that the ideal ratio is that we should be putting in, and I hate to use shoulds, but I really don't have a better word. In this ideal ratio, we are expending 10%, 10% of it is our effort, our work, our inspired action, our effort. And the other 90% comes from the support that we receive. Physical support in community with other New Earth leaders, with family and friends, right? We get to have that physical support. And also, physical support from family, friends, other New Earth leaders, and the team that you build for your business. You get to have that support. And also, you know, they're human. And so that creates gaps. That creates gaps in that 90% that needs to be filled, especially when you're first starting out with your business and you may not yet have the income to support the team that you need for your business. And so you can call on your entourage to fill in those gaps. And they do a magnificent job of it too. Okay, so there are 5 categories of spiritual beings that we're going to be taking a look at today. And I added a 6th one. Okay, the 6th one isn't really a category of spiritual beings. My mentor, Cami Orange, originally applied this to angels, and I realized that it actually covers all members of Entourage and not just angels. And so I didn't know where else to put it. So I tagged it on here so that we can go through it. Today, you are going to be introduced to your angels, ancestors, animal guides, higher beings, and mystical creatures. Okay. And also learning. What does learning mean? Like I said, learning is a subcategory. And any of these 5 different categories can also include learning individuals or groups of individuals. And so what are learning? Learning are spiritual beings from other realms who are watching you, cheering you on, encouraging you, and learning from you. Okay, they're not here to support you. They are here to learn from you. And so they are in awe. They are like, damn, this girl, right? It's like, it's kind of like, imagine, and there are so many of them. Imagine arenas filled with these beings, and it's like they're watching a movie, right? And they've got their popcorn, and you get yourself into a challenge, and they're like, oh my gosh, how is she going to do it? I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't know what to do, but I have faith in my heroine. I know she's magnificent. I know that she's up to the task, and let's see. And so they watch, and then you overcome that challenge, and they're just like, oh my goodness, that was amazing. And they're like clapping, and they're like taking notes. Because, like I said, what is going on in the earth right now? Those who have been called to incarnate on the earth here and now are leaders of leaders, right? Ascended masters, past life ascended masters, people who have been prepared for this. And so what happens here on the earth at this time has a ripple effect throughout the universe and beyond, and they are learning from us. Okay, so the first thing that I invite you to do, if you would like, okay, if you're curious, like, how many learning Entourage members do I have? You can muscle test or intuitively know. Okay. And so if you're more advanced muscle testing, then you know that you can go, I would say there, yeah. Or you can simply trust that it is infinite and that they come and go. So it's up to you. If you would like to check on how many spiritual beings are in the stands watching you right here, right now, you are welcome to check that. Okay, so Kimberly has never muscle tested before. Lisa has never muscle tested before. Muscle testing is a bridge to your intuition. Okay, your body has an intuitive knowing. Okay, and so it is using the muscles of your body, oftentimes your hands, to ask yes, no questions. And then like here, I'm gonna stop the share because we're gonna go into the okay, so here's how I do muscle testing. And I do have a muscle testing class that can teach you. And so yeah, I can provide a very big discount for you if you would like to learn that. So what I do is I create a little circle, okay, and then I have my finger here, okay, and I'm gently touching here, and then I ask, is my name Shelly? Oh, hold on. Is my name Shelly? Yeah, okay. Is my name Shelly? Yes, that was strong that time. Is my name Frank? Okay, hold on. My muscle testing isn't working. Okay, so let me see what I need to do to fix that. Give me just a minute, you guys. This is funny. Okay. Okay, so here's what sometimes happens with me is that sometimes I'm very tied into the collective where I am not where I'm very unified. And so am I Frank? Yes. Am I Kimberly? Yes. Am I Lisa? Yes. Am I Jana? Yes. Am I Maggie? Yes. And so that's kind of what happened. So let me see. Do I need water? Yes. Do I need to eat right now? No. Oh, finally, we got a no. Okay. And so what that means is that when your muscles hold strong when it's a yes, and it goes weak when it's a no. Okay. So another question I can ask is, um, did my entourage members abandon me? Hell no, right? Do I have a lot of entourage members? Yes. Does everybody here have entourage members? Yes. Does everybody here have a lot of entourage members? Yes. Okay, yes. Oh, that's funny. Oh, Jana says my dad always called me Frank instead of Janet. Oh my gosh. Okay. Jana, consider the possibility that he's here because we're doing Entourage and that was a joke. Is your dad kind of a prankster, a little bit of a joke? I kind of feel like that might be it. So Kimberly says, I think someone else has done that on me before. Yes, you can be probably, maybe even Elisa, right? Because I think she does muscle testing with, if you've ever done emotion code or body code, sometimes that is a part of it. Never done it for myself. It's a fun thing, right? Also, someone else that was doing emotion code things. Yeah, that would be it. Jana says yes, LOL. Okay, well, your dad is here, so thank you, Frank, for lightening the mood and kind of like getting me a little flustered. I'm like, wait, what? What? My name is not Frank, but yeah, I am feeling very connected to the collective. Okay, so also understand that muscle testing is a bridge to your intuition. If you are, if because of certain woundings that you've experienced, you've doubted your intuition, then this is a bridge. It can help you get that physical, substantial yes or no. Also, if your intuition is fairly well developed, it can interfere with your muscle testing because you second guess it. Okay. Hi there, Mary. Thank you for joining us. I'm so happy that you are here. We have just started. We're pretty early in the presentation. I went over the top 5 categories, and we're going to be breaking them down now. Okay, so let me go back to sharing my screen. And okay, here we go. All right, so the first category is angels. And within the angels, we have 5 subcategories. And like I said, my mentor, Cami Orange, she included learning angels here in this category. Learning angels, as I mentioned, those are the ones who are watching us and learning from us. I have felt and experienced myself personally that there are more than just angels that are watching us and learning from us at this time, especially on a galactic level. Okay, I'm feeling on a galactic level, but actually my guides are saying, no, it goes well beyond that. So, but here are the 5 categories of angels. The first one is protective. These are your guards. They are usually in front of you. They go before you. They might completely surround you. And their job is to protect you from negative energy coming in. Okay. Now, does that mean that they always Okay, so Kimberly asks, can someone who has passed be an angel? The way that I define it is that someone who has passed is an ancestor. Okay, if they have physically incarnated before, then they are an ancestor. And if they have not physically incarnated before, then they are angels. Great question. Thank you, Kimberly. Okay, protective angels are now, they obviously are not going to prevent every single little thing bad from happening to you, because that would rob you of your agency and the third dimensional experience. Um, yes, ancestors can absolutely be protective, Kimberly. Absolutely, yes. Yes. They make really good bouncers. Okay, so I have bouncer dragons. You can also have bouncer angels. And that is where you just set up a doorbell, and anytime there's an energy that tries to come into your aura that you don't want to deal with, then they will reflect it back, or they will transmute that energy. So yes, we have protective angels. Practical angels. Oh my goodness. Everybody has practical angels that have been assigned to them. Practical angels are very practical. They get things done. And so they are literally sitting around twiddling their thumbs, waiting for you to give them something to do. They are restricted or held back by your agency, right? You are creating your life. And so they might see something that would be helpful for you, but because you are the creator of your life, they cannot do it until you ask them. And so there are a lot of practical angels here. Technology angels are practical angels. We had that experience together today. Time bending angels are fabulous. The first time I bent time, I called on my time bending angels. I was taking my daughter to an eye appointment, and we were about 5 to 10 minutes. We were running behind 5 to 10 minutes. And I asked my time bending angels to please um, get us there on time. And then I didn't look at the clock. This was important. And so the whole way we're driving there, it wasn't like we got all these green lights all of a sudden. I wasn't speeding. It was exactly the same trip that we always take. And we arrived on the dot, immediately on time. Now, my time bending angels now, they like to show off. And so they'll get me there 5, 10, 15 minutes early. Okay. They're pretty hilarious. I've used practical angels with grocery shopping, helping with kids. I've used practical angels with finding a parking spot. You can use them for anything, okay? So Kimberly says, sorry, it just popped up that my son was in a bad car accident and walked away with a bump on his head, and I've always felt that his dad, my husband that passed, was with him and kept him safe. Okay, right now I'm almost in tears because I'm feeling so strongly that he was there. Yes. Let's take a moment and really validate that. Validate that intuition that you are having and acknowledging this is what your intuition feels like. When you have that resonance of truth and you just you know, it's like that's a knowing. You have a knowing there, and you can trust that. Yes, Maggie asked, can these help somehow with cleaning the house? Yes. Yes, yes, they can. Yes, they can. And so I feel like, let's see, connecting with them, how can they, I feel like, oh, this is one way that they can work. They are saying use your imagination and start thinking of lots of different ways that they can help. Okay. One way, yeah, now I'm getting a few ideas. One way is that, like, if you're scrubbing dishes, they can make it easier for that dirt to come up. If you're scrubbing the bathroom, it's easier, so you don't have to spend as much time. The other thing is they can bend time for you to clean the house. The other thing is that they can make it more fun and enjoyable. They can lighten it. They can make it lighter, right? So it's easier. So it's easier to get it done and it takes a lot less time. And those are just a few suggestions. They were saying, yeah, this is very interesting to me that they're telling me this. As a mother with 6 kids, 6 young kids, I came up with a lot of creative ways to inspire them to keep the house clean. Okay. Oh, this would be very, very fun what they're showing me. So one of the things that I did was I had a treasure hunt and I bought those little gold coin chocolates and I put them under different things that I wanted the kids to clean up. We were cleaning up the loft. And so I hid them under these things. And then the kids came together and as we were cleaning, they would discover these little treasures. And so it motivated them to clean and it made it fun and easy. And if you wanted your practical house cleaning angels can totally, especially if you have fairies would love to get in on this. Hide things, right? Like a dollar bill or a quarter or that thing that you lost 6 years ago. Right? And they have done that with me before. They have. I had a brand new shirt that I had bought, a brand new top. It went missing. I had no idea where it went. And then one day when I was changing sheets, I found it tucked between the mattress and the box spring. I have no idea how it got there. Fairies, okay, but also it was hilarious. So great question. Yes, they absolutely can help with cleaning the house. They can help you with childcare. They can help you in your relationship. They can help, I use my angels all the time for reminders. Angels remind me to do this thing, right? And then they remind me to do the thing, and then I don't do the thing. And then I'm like, I know, I'm sorry, remind me again. And they remind me again until I actually do that. Yes, Lisa has a couple pairs of favorite earrings that I'd like to find. Yeah, here's the thing with your practical angels. They're assigned to you and they're waiting for you to use them, to receive their help, to receive their aid. And so nothing is too big, nothing is too small. Okay, absolutely lean into that. The next one is guiding angels. And guiding angels are the ones who practical angels, of all the angels, they're the ones who require the most permission energy. They're the ones who require you to ask for their help. And you can ask for help at any time with any of these. And also, protective angels, they can protect you without a specific request. They can protect in general. Guiding angels can guide in general. Healing angels can heal in general, and comforting angels can heal in general. Also, when you start to use them intentionally, oh my gosh, it is so much better. So guiding angels are going to be whispering in your ear and kind of pointing you in different directions, drawing your attention over here to this possibility or that possibility. And you can ask them, hey, I'm making a decision, or hey, this is where I want to go. Can you please guide me to the path of least resistance? Can you guide me to this goal that I would like to achieve? Can you guide me in this? And they are happy, happy, happy to do that for you. Healing angels, like I said, they can support your health in general, and also call on them for emotional healing, for physical healing, for spiritual healing. I have had, still do have around the clock angels. They're which is what they called, they're healing angels. There are 12 of them, and they are each connected to the meridians. And so when something is out of balance, I can check my meridians and find what it is, and my healing angels can help me with that. Okay. And comforting angels when we're having a hard time. I did not, my comforting angels have been with me. Okay. I went through a challenging time of grief when I separated and divorced from my husband. I'm realizing now how much more support I could have tapped into if I had intentionally called on my comforting angels when I was in that space, when I was having a hard time and crying. This goes back to that hyper independence thing. This goes back to my own childhood wounding thing where I self-soothed. I did not have someone in my childhood who would comfort me. And so I self-soothed. And so my comforting angels, they were there. They were there. And also, if I had called on them, then I would have felt that warm embrace from them that could have supported me even further. Okay, so what I invite you to do now, and I said I was going to stop sharing in between, but I want you to be able to see this. So we're going to take a moment now and muscle test or intuitively know. Okay, intuitively knowing simply means you're going to ask yourself, okay, you're going to ask yourself, and if you're a generator or a manifesting generator in human design, this is going to be a lot easier for you because you're going to just kind of drop into your body and you're going to ask the question, do I have angels? Yes or no? And you can muscle test, do I have angels? I'm getting a strong yes. Also, if I drop into my body, do I have angels? Uh-huh. I feel a knowing, yeah, uh-huh. Yeah, no, I feel it. Yeah, I totally do. Okay. So drop it in the comments if you've got angels. Kimberly's getting a yes. And if you felt it, I feel like this is a great one to start, okay? I want you to ask the question from a place of, I want you to ask from a place of neutrality so that you can feel what it feels like, okay? When you ask yourself, do I have angels? Right? I want you to feel the yes, because I know that all of you have angels. Everybody has angels, right? Everybody has angels because that's the job of angels, is to support humanity. So everybody has them. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Yes, so feel into it. Yes. Lisa is a manifesting generator. Yes. She has angels. Yes. Kayla is getting yes, yes. And Misty says, I have seraphims and the most beautiful Zedkel and Michael. I love that. Also, archangels, the way I categorize them, is as higher beings. Okay, because they're not assigned, angels are assigned to humanity, right? So everybody has angels, but not everybody has archangels. Maggie said, I got to know it first. I call upon a lot of the archangels and unemployed angels too. Yes. Okay. So if you see, I'm glad Mary says, yes, I have Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael as my guardian angels. Yes, I love that. I love that. So Maggie, the reason I'm glad that you got a no at first is because this is a great calibrating question. And so if you do get a no at first, see if you need a drink of water, if you're a little dehydrated, see if there is any resistance coming up. Resistance is simply meaning that, resistance is simply, it's usually an indicator that it doesn't feel safe. Okay. And I talked a little bit about overwhelm before. And so kind of lean into that. So, and let me know if that shifted for you. Okay. The other thing that you might need to do is get a little more grounded. And so you can imagine, like, allow yourself to come fully into your body. Like, pay attention, no, put awareness, wiggle your toes to come into your body, wiggle your toes, place your awareness on your feet, your legs, your hips, your back, your arms, your hands, your head, right? Come into your body. Imagine roots growing from the bottoms of your feet down into the ground, 7 feet down, 7 feet wide. Imagine a cord of light from your root chakra going down into the earth, all the way into her core and connecting there. Okay. Maggie needs water. Uh-huh. Okay, there we go. There we go. That was a great one to start with for calibrating so that you can feel what the yes feels like. Okay. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go through and ask the question of each of these five categories. Number one is, do I have protective angels? Okay. And if you get a yes, okay. If you get a yes, you can go a little bit deeper if you would like and ask how many. Trust the numbers that you get. As we go into other categories, you'll see that numbers have significance. Okay, whether it's 1, 2, more, or very numerous. Okay, 5 for Kimberly, 10. Good. 3, the perfect trinity. Yes, you're feeling it, right? Beautiful. Okay. And so when you have that answer, then you can go on to the practical angels and ask, do I have practical angels? And let's see, Mary's getting 3 as well. Beautiful. Beautiful. And remember, with your protective angels, you can trust that they are doing their job. And anytime you feel like you need additional protection, when you're going into a circumstance that feels a little uncomfortable for you, something kind of new, and you need that added protection, you can call on those angels. Lisa says, I'm being told, I know I do. Cute. I love that. Yes, 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 right? Yes, practical angels. Yes, very, very much so. We all have practical angels, right? And so you can muscle test or intuitively know how many angels, practical angels. Also, you can go a little bit deeper with this. You can go into subcategories. We're not going to do this right now, but if you would like to go a little bit deeper, you can ask or call in subcategories of practical angels. Like Maggie sounds like she would like to have cleaning angels. Okay. Oh, my testing is saying I don't have practical angels. Could this be that I need to call them in? Okay. So Kayla, do you want to unmute yourself?
Sure.
Okay. All right. So tell me what's going on. When you're testing, you're getting a no on that?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So, do you need water?
No, I just drank some.
Okay. Do you need a snack?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So grab a quick snack. Sometimes the body, even like promising it a snack right now, is enough to change it. So can you retest it?
I'm still getting a no, and so I grabbed my pendulum and I'm testing with my pendulum also getting a no.
Okay.
Kind of
Okay.
interesting.
Yeah, I agree. So, um, do I have permission to intuitively know for you?
Yes.
Okay. And do I have permission to tap into your entourage?
Yes.
Okay. So as I connect with them, I'm checking in. So, I'm getting, okay, so I'm gonna ask a couple of questions. Is it because she needs to have a more specific definition? Yes, so apparently you need to have a more specific definition. Okay, so I'm getting that you might have a type, and again, take what resonates, release what doesn't, muscle test for yourself. You trust your intuition more than mine, okay? And what the word that's coming to mind, and I'm not even going to pronounce it correctly, is transmographical. What is that word? Transmorg something, okay? Transmogrification. Hold on, let me see what's going on with this. To change or alter greatly and often with grotesque or humorous effect. I don't believe that it's supposed to be grotesque or humorous. It could be humorous, but I feel like your angels are trying to tell you that they are transmogrify, greatly altering, like change. Can you muscle test and check on that and see if that is correct for you? And if it's not, that's okay. That's taking us in a direction and we'll see where it goes from there. Um, okay. Might be blocking them with hyper independence. That's so funny. I muscle tested a yes with what you said. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And also they are saying, you don't need to call them in, but they sure would love to connect with you more. Okay. Also because I guess they answer me this, Kayla. Are you more likely to call on them if you realize that they are incredibly powerful? Yes. Okay, there we go. That's why you needed that clarification. All right. So everybody continue and check in with guiding, healing, and comforting angels. Do the same thing. Ask if you have them. If it's a yes, you can ask how many. And also you can muscle test and intuitively know, do I need more information? Okay. Now we're not going to go into a lot of detail here with the channeling class. That's where you can go into deeper information with your entourage members here. Maggie, how are you doing? Did you want to unmute yourself and get support? You're good. Okay. Lisa says, Kaylee, I used to know a Stephen Franson in Salt Lake City. Maybe you know him. That would be fun, huh? Small world. I love that. Okay. So when you've gone through all 5 and you know your angels, you have an idea, drop it in the comments. Let me know that you are complete or done with that, because I don't want to move on. And if you need support, okay, so Maggie is complete. If you need additional support, let me know. Kimberly is complete. Kayla. And if you're not in a position to answer, if you need more time, let me know that as well. Mary says all categories of support. Yes, yes, yes. What was the question again? The question is, when you have completed all 5 categories, if you have done all 5 categories and you know your angels, then let us know. Okay, if you need more time, let us know that as well. And if you need support in identifying some of them, let me know as well. Misty says, I have the most comforting angels. I love that. I love that. I am complete. Beautiful. So now that it's in your awareness, you get to connect more fully with them and more intentionally with them. They want to help. It is their purpose. Their purpose is to support humanity. They want to help you. Okay, so let me double check here. Jana and Lawana, okay, so we do not have to know exact names of our angels. No, you don't. And thank you for asking that question, because Lawana, I can see that this is an invitation for you to go deeper into it, right? So right now what we have done is we have identified the categories and we have identified how many. And so you can muscle test or intuitively know, do I need to have more detail? Like with Kayla, we needed more detail. She needed to know that she had these super altering, changing angels for practical angels, right? In order to support her. So you can muscle test or intuitively know if there is more detail for you to get from this. And then I recommend using the channeling class and channeling your angels to get those details. If you want to know names, you get to know names. Okay. Luana says, I did get some clarity on what I can do. Good. Do you need some more time, Luana? And I know Jana often is not in a space where I know Jana is often working with clients while she's listening. Okay, Luana is good. Beautiful. Next category is ancestors, and how beautiful that we have already had Jana's father and Kimberly's husband who have showed up for us, and I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the love. again, pause for a moment and allow yourself to feel the love here. There is so, so, so much love available. Okay, Lisa says, I may need some support. I have monkey mind going on. Okay, so go ahead and unmute yourself, Lisa.
Hi.
Okay. All right. So did you get that you have protective angels?
Yes.
Okay. And you got the number of them as well, right?
Yes. I have a lot of protection. Yeah. I have.
Yes. Yes, you do. Okay. Do you have practical angels?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you do. So do you need to know how many?
No, but I do want to know why my left eardrum vibrates a lot when I'm doing stuff like this.
Okay. Okay. In particular, this one, do I have permission to muscle test or intuitively know for you?
By all means.
Okay.
Yes.
So that to me feels like a doorbell, meaning
My
that
ear.
they are trying to get your attention, that they want to communicate with you, that they are trying to connect, that they might have a message for you. I get ringing in my ears all the time, usually the right one, but sometimes the left as well. Anytime something weird happens with my ears, a lot of times for me, it indicates that um that they're trying to connect with you. Luana says, my left ear is vibrating also, Lisa. Yeah. So consider the possibility that it is just that we have so many entourage beings here that they're trying to get your attention. Okay. And so I feel like, and you can tell me if this resonates or not. It doesn't hurt my feelings if it doesn't. I feel like perhaps the monkey mind feeling right now might be because of everyone who's trying to get your attention.
Could be.
That it
Yeah.
feels a little that it's kind of like, yeah, exactly. Did you see us do it at the same time?
I've been using my hands a lot. Like when people do light language and stuff, I just
Yeah.
start moving my hands.
Yeah, that's a
So
form of light language as well. This is definitely light language as well. So I love that. I love that.
me too. Thank
Yeah, and you'll love that in the class too, because I do go through that in the class. So you're gonna love the light language class. Okay, so what we're gonna do here, people, this is great actually. The person with the body is the boss. Okay, and so Lisa, we're going to simply let your entourage members know that you'll talk to them, but right now they need to back off a little bit, give you space so that you can come in and finish this, okay? So we're just going to let them know we love you and thank you. And I know you're excited and everyone will get a turn. And also, we're going to call in some angels, maybe some protective angels to hold them back a little bit. We're going to have some practical angels to help you to focus and get the answers that you need on this. Okay. Okay. So now we're going to go through. Did you get, do you have guiding angels? Okay, you're muted. It muted you somehow.
I muted me like an idiot.
Oh, no problem.
I just keep being told, you know this, you know this, you know this.
Okay. Okay, good. So you know that you have guiding angels, you know that you have healing angels, and you know that you have comforting angels.
Yes.
Okay. All right, perfect. Then we're ready to move on. Okay.
Okay.
And so the invitation here is the instructions that I'm giving are basic, right? And also you can go faster than what we're doing and you can trust your intuition. This is a great example of how muscle testing is a bridge to intuition. And sometimes your intuition is just like, you know it. So we just keep going. Okay. All right. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you very much. And so next category is ancestors. And so ancestors are those beings who were incarnated on the earth and they have passed away. They can come to you as an individual, a pair, or a group. Individual usually means that it's specifically just for you. A pair usually means a partnership. And if they are married, then it could be a marriage. They could be here to support you in marriage. Okay. But if it's a pair, it usually indicates they're here to support you in a partnership. If you have the other thing with that though is like if you have a pair and it's masculine and feminine, it could be here to help you balance your masculine and feminine energy. A group it would be kind of what's coming to me here is they're amplifying their energy together. Okay, so it's an amplification of their energy. They serve a common purpose. And so you might get and again here, maternal and paternal. Maternal is about on your mom's side, and it has the feminine energy. Paternal would be on your dad's side, and it would have that masculine energy. So a group, you might have maternal grandmas going way, way, way back, or you could have grandpas going all the way back, or you can, yeah, I'm not getting other examples right now. It could be you have a witch's coven of grandmothers, and it is all those who practiced witchcraft, which isn't really witchcraft, okay? So if it's just practicing intuition and herbalism and the old ways of knowing things back in the day, right? So you might have that kind of energy that is coming through to support you. The additional information, if you would like to check this, is you can check and see how many generations back. One generation is typically 25 years. So if you're connecting with them and they say, yes, I am your grandma 26 generations ago. Well, let's see, 26, 4, so it's 450 years ago. That's just information, and you may or may not need that much detail, okay? The other thing is you could have a progeny, meaning your kids or your grandkids. I have my unmarried daughter's daughter is in my is in my entourage, and my daughter is not in a relationship, so we'll see what happens, right? My kids were in my entourage before I knew what an entourage was. I could sense and feel and connect with my children before they were born. I had that connection with them before they joined. Also, you could have other significant individuals. You can call them in. All right. If you have a connection with Cleopatra, you can call her in to your entourage. If you, yeah, other significant individuals in history, if you really connect with Abraham Lincoln, he can be in your entourage as well. They are here to support you in that. Yes. Okay. Ning. I don't know how to pronounce that. The Kung Fu Master. Yes, I love that. I love that. Yes. So now go ahead and take a moment and ask yourself the question, do I have ancestors in my entourage? Now, not everyone will have ancestors in their entourage. When I first learned about this, I'm exploring my intuitive gifts and following this path that I took was, oh, Ing Mui. Thank you. Thank you for that. the path that I took was so far off the beaten path that my ancestors were not necessarily on board. And so ancestors, those who have passed, they can be either really strongly for you, right? If they are lighted, if they've completed their karma, if they are supportive, you can have 100%. You can have some that are supportive, you can have some that are neutral, and you can have some that do not support you, that want to interfere. Okay. I have a modality where we clear the energy. They're not yet, they haven't finished their karma and they have not healed from their wounding. And so they try and interfere. When I first started, Susie will remember this, I had 10% of my ancestors were supportive and like 30 were neutral, and boom, a lot of them had a lot of karma. Yeah, Maggie says I had some interfering ones that I've had to clear. Yes, yes, yes. And so it's okay if you don't have ancestors right here, right now. That means that you are doing an incredibly powerful work. Okay, by being the one to break the chains, by leaning into ascension, by healing those ancestral wounds. And so I do have ancestors. I have worked with my ancestors. I have done a lot of healing with them. And I do have ancestors in my entourage now. I have some like very ancient shaman type ancestors, some elders that are in my entourage now that are like, yes, 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 let's bring this knowledge back to earth. Okay, so check in and ask, do I have ancestors? Okay, and then you can ask, is it you can ask how many? Is it an individual, pair, or group? Maternal or paternal? So go ahead and ask yourself those questions and allow yourself to get the answers. And again, here with this, if you need support with it, let me know. Okay, so Lisa says, you and Kylie said my Nana is with me. Okay, so with your intuition, are you feeling that? Yes. Okay, is it normal to get a headache when you're doing these things? Yeah, okay, yes. Let's take a moment. Let's take a moment. Kimberly, drink some water. Drink some water. Misty says yes. Yes. Misty asks, will you help me? Yes. And then Lisa, so I want you to trust your knowing. So Kylie and I said that you have your Nana with you, and also I want you to know it and feel it for yourself. Okay? And I want you to feel into that feeling of it. Like when we said that, you had an emotional reaction to it, right? You will always have an emotional reaction to it. It will either be drawing you in or repelling. It'll be like, oh, yes. And you might have an emotional reaction, or it'll be like, yeah, no. Okay, so I want you to lean into that feeling with your Nana and then ask, do I have other ancestors? And lean into that. So Kylie, I'm sorry, Kimberly, drink some water. Okay. And again, allow yourself to get grounded. Come back into your body if you're doing this, and you can call on some support angels, some practical angels and healing angels to help you with that. Okay, so Misty, if you would like to unmute yourself, then let's see what we can do for you.
Okay, I can do that.
Hi, Misty. How are you?
Hi, I'm good.
Okay. So when you ask, do I have ancestors? What comes through for you?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And when you ask how many, what comes through there?
I want to say 4, but I'm not sure. It just seems
Okay.
kind of fuzzy.
Okay. Okay. So it gets to be fuzzy and also you can trust it. Fuzzy
Okay.
means that maybe we are, doubting a little bit, and that's okay. That's okay. We're practicing. If you got the number 4, then we're gonna trust that, okay?
Okay.
And did I ask if I have permission to muscle test and intuitively know for you?
You have all the permission in the world, please.
Okay.
Please and thank you.
You're welcome. So just to validate that, I muscle tested. Yes, you have 4. Okay. So thinking about the first one, and I feel like this would be for categories, subcategories within here. Okay. So with the first one, muscle test or intuitively know, is it we're going to go with your intuition, okay? And give you intuition practice. So the first one, is it an individual?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Is it maternal?
Yes.
Okay. And is it recent?
No.
Okay. So is it more ancient?
I started picturing somebody with a bonnet, like a pioneer woman.
There we go. Okay. All right. And so, okay. So I'm getting, is there do we need to know the date? Kind of. Okay. Like dates are not,
Mhm.
okay. So we're getting that it's a maternal. Okay, do we need to know how many generations back? We don't, but you are getting a bonnet pioneer. Is that enough information? That's enough information. Okay, so now what do you know about pioneers? Or rather, what inspires you about pioneers?
It reminds me of my polygamous lineage, I guess, and breaking free and living the way you want to live.
Hey. Yes. Yes.
Because
Yes.
even though I don't live the same way they live, I live so much differently than even my own family now, which I love. I love my life,
Hey.
but it is different.
Yes, yes, yes. And so the breaking free and living the way that you live requires strength and courage, resilience, fortitude, self-compassion, self-determination, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what she's here to
Grace for
support.
others.
Yes, yes, yes. That's what she's here to support you with, okay?
Thank you.
Okay, so would you like support with the other 3 as well, or would you like to practice it on your own?
I'm pretty sure my grandpa popped up and he's recent.
Okay,
I don't know the other 2. I don't know.
okay, so let's go through the same questions and we're gonna trust it, okay? So, so we have a grandma, a pioneer grandma. We have your grandpa. The third one, is it an individual?
Yes.
Okay, male or female?
Male.
Okay. Recent, and by recent, I mean like, within 3 or 4 generations. Is it recent?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so we identified one grandpa. It sounds like you have another grandpa. The one that you identified, was that on your mom's or your dad's side?
It was on my stepmom's actually.
Okay. Okay. So now is this one on your, I guess we'll ask this question. Is this ancestor on your mom's side?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And um do you know if your mom's dad is passed?
I don't think he has no.
Okay, that's good information. So, is it okay? So then we can play this game where it's like, so we know it's on your mom's side, okay? And it's not your mom's dad. Is it your mom's dad?
Yes.
Okay, there we go.
And that would explain the black hair too.
Okay. Okay, so there's an invitation there to learn a little bit about that grandfather, to see what qualities he had. He might have been a businessman, he might have been a farmer. If he's a farmer, then it's like he can teach you the seasons and how to honor seasons, right? Maybe he was a doctor and he can help you with healing stuff. Whatever you learn about him, either through communicating directly in channeling or by researching a little bit, that is how he can support you. Now, human beings have a third dimensional experience, which means that they're not always like, they have karma in this life. When they pass, if he's in your entourage, he has healed from all that, okay? So if you learn he was a jerk, you can trust that he healed from that. And then also if there were things that he did that you learned that he did in this life that you just don't like at all, you don't have to receive him in your entourage, okay?
Okay.
Okay. And then the last one, is that an individual?
Hold on one sec. I'm so sorry.
No problem. No problem.
Ask one more time.
Yes. So for the fourth one here, is it an individual?
Yes.
Okay. Male or female?
Male.
Okay. On your mom's side?
No.
Dad's side?
No.
Stepmom's side?
Yes.
Hey. I love that your stepmother brought you such beautiful support
She
with
did.
her. That is beautiful. I love it. Okay, so it's a male, and so you're aware of your grandpa. So would this be your stepmom's um dad's dad or her mom's dad or further back?
I think it's her brother, actually, which is
Oh.
more recent, which I didn't think would come through, but
Oh,
I knew him very
okay.
briefly. So
Okay, there we
and he just
go.
came through. I don't know. Yeah. So thank you.
There we go. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Oh,
Yes,
I have chills
yes.
now.
Okay, I feel the love. I feel the love.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You are
Thank you.
welcome.
Thank you.
Lisa says, I'm being shown an infinite line for ancestors. Yes, absolutely. They can be there supporting you. That absolutely works, Lisa. You can have an infinite line of ancestors that are supporting you. Kayla says, curious on how you clear ancestors. I got that strong indication that I need to clear a pair of ancestors on my maternal side affecting my romantic relationship. And yes, we can discuss that. I invite you, Kayla, to why don't you come to the light language clearing on Thursday if possible for the New Earth Mystery School, and we can talk about that and clear that for you then, okay? And also I do have, because you were in the New Earth Mystery School, I have a class on working with your ancestors. And so if you would like me to give that to you, then that would work too. Okay. And she says, I think I cleared that specific pair. Still curious on your insight on how you approach that. Okay, so if you cleared that, beautiful, good work with your intuition. And let me know if you would like that class and I can enroll you in that, okay? And again, for anybody else, I do have a class on working with your angels and working with your ancestors. If you are interested in that, let me know and I will give you big discounts on that. Okay. All right. Now we're moving on to animal guides. These are so fun. I call them animal guides instead of spirit animals because, all right, I have mixed emotions about oh, what is that word that they use? All right, I guess I'm not going to go there, but yeah, I prefer to call them animal guides. You can call them spirit guides, spirit animals, whatever you would like to call them. Okay, so again, ask yourself, oh, I guess I should explain this before we go into it. Animal guides, animals, all the animals in all the world, they have a specific energy to them. When you think about a lion, those characteristics, you are aware of the characteristics of a lion. You know that they are strong, that they are powerful, that they are courageous. We talk about being lion-hearted. Lisa says, I've been told I have a lot of animals, namely a leopard. Beautiful. Okay, Kayla, I'll make sure that I enroll you in that for you, okay? All right. So they have this energy and they come here to give you their medicine, to give you their support, to allow you to kind of shapeshift into their energy so that you may embody that energy. And so the different categories have different characteristics. So land animals are going to be more grounded, especially if the closer they are to the ground, the more grounding they are. So insects or snakes or other things that are near the ground are going to have a more grounding energy. Water is related to emotions. And so if you have water animals, they're going to be able to support you with your emotions. Up in the sky, the birds, right, that are up there, they have a higher perspective. They give you vision and they can help you with that. And then other animals, one of my favorites is a tree frog because it starts in the water and then it climbs up the trees, right? It transforms into into a land. Yeah. So it can go into many different groups. All of that gives you information about their purpose and how they can support you. Okay. So just like with the ancestors, they can come as an individual, a pair, in a family, or in a group. Okay. And each of those gives you information on how they can support you. So single would be for you personally and individually. A pair can be either marriage or another partnership. Family would be specific to your family or a group that feels like a family, and a group can be that amplified energy of support. They can be male, female, or non-gendered. And again, this is here to support you with the masculine energy, the female, the feminine energy, or this blending, or it's simply not important. Okay, gender might not be important. They can be old, young, parent, or child. Old is related to wisdom. Youth is related to energy and new beginnings, right? Parent is that adult structure type energy, and it's also very nurturing for you. Child is that wide-eyed innocence. And so they can help you with that. These are all things that help you to identify how they are here to support you. So once again, we're ready to dive in. Ask yourself, muscle test or intuitively know, do I have animal guides? And then if you get a yes, then you ask how many. And then you can begin muscle testing or intuitively knowing by asking questions. Is this a land animal, water, sky? Or you may skip all that and just go straight to knowing what animal it is. Okay, so the land, water, sky, other can work two ways. Number one is that it can help you narrow it down if you're not sure what it is. The other way is that once you identify it, it can give you that information about it being land, water, sky, or other. Okay, a herd of animals, Lisa. So, okay. So, can you see what kind of animals they are? What kind of animals in the herd? Because it sounds like you've got a group, which is going to be amplified energy. The group, a herd of animals can be a community, it can be family, or it could be just that amplified energy. So are you seeing what kind it is? Yes, you can have land and sky animals. Okay. Okay. Yes. Yes. So when you ask yourself, do I have animals? And you get a yes, then you ask how many. Okay. And you get a number, and then you can go through. And so for the first one, what is the first one? And if it comes to you, then yay. If it doesn't come to you, then you can ask, is it land? Is it water? Is it sky? Is it other? And that can help narrow it down for you. Okay. But if you do get what it is, okay. So Mary saw an owl and also being told horses. Beautiful, beautiful. So Lisa's has at least 12 is what I got. Okay. So I'm going to invite you to come back and explore this on a more individual level, Lisa. What I love about it is that you are seeing this community, right? A herd of animals living in harmony together. I think that that is really beautiful. And I think that the fact that they are one instead of separate, that you're seeing a herd of them instead of individually separate categories, indicates to me that they are here to support you internally in becoming one and creating greater harmony within yourself as well as the external. So I think that that's beautiful. They do love you. I agree, Lisa. I agree. Okay, so Angela saw an owl, which is great wisdom, there to provide you wisdom and also to remind you of your own wisdom, to help you tap into your own wisdom. Also being told horses, and again, with the animal guides, I invite you to intuitively Google. And so what that means is you type into Google horse spirit guide. Okay, spirit animal, something like that. But then you use your intuition as you go through the responses, because your horses are going to be different than other people's horses. And so you might see that they are a symbol of fertility. And then you ask, okay, is that my horse? Yes or no? If it resonates, then yes. And if it doesn't, then you can release that. Horses are fast. They can move very fast. I know that they are also related to freedom, right? And so you figure out you figure that out and see if it comes to you intuitively. So Lisa says they love me. I also got my friend's mom, whom I called mom. I love that. I love that that's coming through for you, Lisa. Okay. So again, as you are going through identifying your spirit animals, your animal guides, let me know when it feels complete for you. And if you need support, let me know for support and we can unmute and have that conversation as well. Misty has, she says, I love my horse and frogs and dragonflies and butterflies. Yes, yes, yes. Both dragonflies and butterflies are very transformational. They both have very transformational energy, and it's a little bit different though. So dragonflies are, yeah, dragonflies are also a symbol of joy. Yeah, I love that. I love that. So it's similar, and I feel like butterflies are related to beauty, but also some other things that aren't coming to my mind, which is telling me that that would be a great thing for you to intuitively Google, because it's not all coming to my mind right now, which tells me that it's for you to discover and not for me to put in, not for me to tell you. Yes, so Mary says, I've been drawn to horses since a young age. I've been seeing owls for the last 2 months. Yes, that makes sense. That makes sense. So if you feel drawn to something, that can be an indication that they are in your entourage, or you can call them into your entourage. And it is true. That is one of the beautiful things about our spirit animal guides, is that we can see them. They will show us themselves in the physical realm to get our attention in the spiritual realm. So that's super fun. Owls are unusual to see. I've been seeing woodpeckers. Woodpeckers are opportunity knocks, right? So whenever I hear them or see them, then I'm always open to looking for opportunities. Okay, so Lisa said, I feel like it's all interchangeable, like they are constantly coming and going. So yes, it can definitely be that they are here to support you as needed, right? They can come in situationally and also, so that's another question that you can ask as you are going deeper into your guides here is, are you situational or are you kind of a permanent fixture, right? And but they do change. Your entourage, it does change over time. It will change over time depending on your purpose, where you are, what your circumstances are. So that is definitely a possibility. Kayla says, I love that term, intuitively Googling. Yep, that was from my mentor, Cami Orange, too. She taught me that. Misty says, as it undergoes a remarkable Metamorphosis, the butterfly exemplifies the power of change and renewal. Yes, thank you for saying that. I also feel like the butterfly is that whole death, it's life, death, rebirth process, right? The change and renewal, that makes sense. Luana has many animals. That makes sense to me because you feel very connected with Ruth Miller, who works a lot with the animals. So that makes sense to me that you have a lot of animals. Horses, moose. Oh, I love that. Birds, hummingbird, eagle, hawk, ibis. A lot of the birds, that higher energy, that the higher vision, the higher perspective. I love that. Also, the hummingbird is actually the animal that is related to the solar plexus chakra, the personal power, right? Because it packs so much power into that the little body. So I love that you have that. The eagle and hawk, I love that as well. Very high connection with the heavens with that. Yes, yes. Owls are so magical. And I agree, Mary, you are so lucky for seeing them. Thank you, Misty, for saying that. Okay. Does anybody need additional time on this one? I don't want to rush you. And also we have 2 more that we want to go through. So check in and let me know, how are you doing? You feel like you're falling behind, let me know. Lisa's doing great. Okay. Hey, good. Luana is doing well. Hi, Mary.
Hi there. I've just been given this, and I've been asked to actually ask fox as totem animal. I'm not sure. I've literally just been given it. I don't know whether it is one of the totem animals that are on my entourage. Is it possible just to check, please?
Yes, yes, yes. It is possible to check, and I apologize. My washer is on the spin cycle right now, so I didn't catch all of it. Were you asking about foxes?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, and so is this something that you say that you feel connected to, drawn to, kind of like with the horses?
I've just been actually given it, so I just wanted to explore.
Okay. All right. This is a great opportunity here. Because the question is, do I have foxes? So number 1, you can choose yes if you want them. Number 2, if you want them and you don't have them, we can call them in. Okay. So letting you drop into your intuition, coming into your body, I will ask you and I will support you and validate you. Do you already have foxes?
Yes, I'm getting given yes.
Yes, yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes. The entourage members are here trying to get your attention. So if the idea popped into your head, maybe I have foxes, that's a really good indicator that you probably do have foxes, or anything else, right? So I love that. And so now we're going to go a little bit deeper into it because you did say foxes plural, which lets me know that it's more than one. And so with that, is it bigger than a family? I'm sorry, is it bigger than a pair?
No,
Okay, so you have a pair of foxes?
1 or 2 I'm being given.
Okay, so there are a couple of possibilities here. Do you have more than one individual fox?
Yes, they're giving me, it's a definite two. I've been
Okay,
given one or two first of all, now it's definite two.
okay. So you have more than one individual fox. Do you have more, but you have, is it more than two?
Mm. Okay, let's change. I've just been given a yes, but I'm not sure. Five. Okay.
Okay, okay. So you have 5 foxes. And are they all individual?
Yes.
Okay. And are they all female?
Both sexes.
Both
Male and
sexes.
female, sorry. Let's make
Okay.
that clear.
Okay. Okay. So when you're doing channeling, you can tap into the individual foxes and ask them, what are you here to support me with? Because they will each have a different a different reason for supporting you. One masculine, one will be for masculine energy, another one for feminine energy. They might be young, they might be old. Okay, so I guess yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So for the first one, I'm going to ask you, is it male?
Yes.
Okay, is it old?
Middle-aged. As
Middle
you're
age?
asking, they're actually giving me the answer.
Okay, okay, okay,
Yes. So middle-aged.
okay. All right. So I feel like they're shoving me aside at this point, that they're like, no, 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 we got it, we got it. Do you feel that as well?
Kind of.
Okay. Okay, so you have it, and I'm gonna read Lawana's real quick. Foxes have the ability to shift. They're magical and can be protective and camouflaging. Yes, and they are very clever as well. So if you would like my validation of your intuition so that you know that you are on the right track, and also, like, if something goes off track, then we just see it as um a stepping stone to the right direction. So would you like to share with me what you know about your foxes, and I can let you know if I'll muscle test or intuitively know that that's correct? Does
The
that
only
feel
thing I,
Go ahead.
yeah, the only thing that keeps coming forward is they want to heighten my intuitive ability.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that's coming through loud and clear.
Hey. I feel like they're laughing at me because I'm like inviting you to heighten your intuitive ability. Right? By asking you, um, what are you learning from them? And then I'm validating that. So,
Mhm.
I would say yes, they are 100% absolutely here to help you heighten your intuitive ability. And the fact that I was asking you to kind of practice your intuition is evidence of that. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. Yes. I also feel like they would really like for you to connect with them a lot. In fact, what I'm getting from them is that that's a great place for you to begin. Because we're going through a lot here. And so the question is, so where do I begin with connecting with my entourage? For you, this would be a great place for you to begin, because it's going to be practicing your intuition, which is going to make it easier for you to connect with the others. Does that make sense?
Hmm.
And does that feel right? I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm going to let you intuitively know what is right for you. Does that feel supportive?
No, it does. It does.
Okay.
But as you actually speak, well, actually, before just as I connected with the foxes, I actually just got this image of this blue whale, and it's got a smiley face. It's the only way I can actually, and I don't know why I'm being given it because I wasn't aware. Is this something that's in my entourage that I'm not aware of, or 'cause
Okay. Okay, I feel like that's a really good segue into our next section. So hold that thought. Hold
okay.
that thought. And let me check and see, does anybody need additional support or additional time before we move on to the next category? I trust that we're good. All right. We've got higher beings. Let me move a couple things so I can see better. There we go. Okay. Oh no, I didn't mean to go to mystical creatures yet. Okay. Higher beings. These are the higher dimensional beings. These are the higher dimensions. And so in this category, we have archangels. Archangels are a higher dimension than angels. Okay. And that's why they're here in this category instead of the angel category. And I feel like it's because not everybody has archangels. Everybody has angels, but not everybody has archangels. So you could have archangels. You could have ascended masters, especially if you are curious about the New Earth Mystery School, or you are a member of the New Earth Mystery School, then you are probably an ascended master in a past life. You are probably here to remember your past lives as an ascended master to help the earth in her transition, and therefore you probably have ascended masters in your entourage to help you remember what you came here with. So Serapis Bey is absolutely in my entourage. He's an ascended master. And I know in the New Earth Mystery School, we have Isis, Sekhmet, and others who come through as well. Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, lots and lots of ascended masters. You might have minor deities like the Greek gods and goddesses. So those that are considered more mythical would be considered a minor deity. In my opinion, I might be wrong. Okay. Major deities. You might have major deities, gods or goddesses. You might have Jesus. You might have, if that is a god to you, you might have your gut meaning God or goddess, universe, higher power, right? You could have different deities that are walking with you, helping you to complete your purpose that they gave you, right? Also other aliens, planets, and unknowns. So Mary was talking about if I heard you correctly, Mary, it was, to me, the imagery that came to my mind was a blue orb that looked like planet Earth with a smile. If I misunderstood, let me know. But it felt like maybe Mother Earth herself, and you might not call her Mother Earth. I know Susie has Earth in her entourage, and it's not Mother Earth, it's not gendered, right? But it is that you might have different planets, you might have the entire solar system. And aliens, there are a lot of galactic beings. I have Emily Grace, she is my light language coding guide. I have Arcturian healers in my entourage, especially if you identify as a starseed, which simply means that you have had a past life on in a different star system than this one. if you identify as a starseed, then you probably have those galactic alien type energies. Let's see. So Misty has the best connection to Saint Germain, Mary Magdalene, Hathor, and so many others. That's interesting. We haven't had Hathor in our New Earth Mystery School yet. In the New Earth Mystery School, we have the Ascended Masters. Every month we have one of the Ascended Masters come to give us codes, downloads, and a message. And we have had Saint Germain, we have had Mary Magdalene, but we haven't had Hathor. So that's interesting. It's in my awareness. That's interesting. Let's see. Lisa says, I got the words Ascended Master a few weeks ago, but I'm having a hard time believing that. I also have galactic beings that are my family. Yeah, you probably do have a starseed family, a soul family. Also, remember those who incarnated on the earth at this particular time in our history, we all incarnated for a reason. And there is the wounding and the ego that tells us, who am I to consider that I might have been an ascended master in past lives? You are here. That is evidence. That is evidence of who you are, how powerful you are. It is simply a matter of healing the wounding and remembering who you are. Misty says, Hathor is amazing. Teachings of electrons and light travel. Okay, Kylie, if you are watching the replay, I feel like that would be of great interest to Kylie. Okay, so Kayla says, I got during the ancestors that I had Kuan Yin as an ancestor, and she came through again as Ascended Master Guide. Yes, that is absolutely possible. And you can lean into it and decide if they are the same or if they are different. And what I mean by that is perhaps Kuan Yin as an ancestor came through as an ancestor for her earthly journey. And then Kuan Yin as the Ascended Master is in the role of Ascended Master. Does that make sense? So the role of one is an earthly incarnation and the role of the other is an Ascended Master. And so it could be that they're one and the same, and it could be that they are one and the same, but showing up differently for you. Let me know if that makes sense. Kuan Yin is absolutely amazing. We have had her in the New Earth Mystery School. So much love and compassion. We love her. Oh, I love this. Lawana says, just this week, the planet star Ketu came into my awareness. It feels negative, but I'm not sure what the significance is. Okay. I'm getting the invitation for you to journal on that. And I'm not feeling like, hold on, should we go into it here? I'm not feeling like we're going to go into it here, but also if you wanted to explore it in the New Earth Mystery School Q&A, we can totally do that. That would be a very cool thing to go into. Because I have a few ideas, but also we can tap into that then. Kayla says, Hathor has been such a big support and inspiration for me during this pregnancy. I am grateful for that. Yay, I love that for you, Kayla. Okay, so again, muscle testing or intuitively knowing. Do I have higher beings? And if you get a yes, then you ask how many. Okay. And then you can muscle test or intuitively know, do I have archangels, ascended masters, minor deities, major deities, other, and then sit with that and allow yourself to receive whatever comes through for you. And again, if anybody needs support, let me know. Okay, Kimberly says something that has come up with the muscle testing. When it's yes, I know before it's a yes, and when it's no, I know before it's a no. Yes, Kimberly, congratulations. You do not need the bridge. You are using your intuitive knowing and you can trust that. Same with Lisa. Yes, yes. Trust that. Okay, simply intuitively know. Intuitive knowing means that it pops into your brain. Okay, and so I invite you to lean into the rule of firsts, which means that the first thing that pops into your brain is the correct answer. Okay, you have permission to doubt it if you want to, and also you can choose not to doubt it. Okay, so higher beings. Do I have higher beings? And if the word pops yes, then yes, you do. Do I have archangels? Yes, you can trust that. No, move on to the next category. And then like, who is my archangel? And if it pops into your mind, Michael? Yes. Raphael? Yes. Okay. Whatever pops into your mind is absolutely correct. Same thing with the ascended masters. If you're getting a yes to ascended masters and a name pops up for you, trust in that. If sometimes you don't have a reference point. Okay, there might be an ascended master that you have not been introduced to, that is not in your brain's library of information. And so then you can ask a little more information about it that we've gone through with ancestors, where it's like, is it male or female? And then like intuitively Googling would be male ascended masters or whatever details you do come up with. And then getting a hit, an intuitive hit, like, oh, it's that one. You will feel it. Lisa says, I get answers before the question is asked. Beautiful, beautiful. Trust that. Trust that. It doesn't have to be a big, long process. It can be, if that is what supports you in knowing and trusting your intuition. And also, you can choose to let it be what it wants to be. Okay. Kimberly says, I got that I have two, and one is an archangel and one is a major deity. Okay, so here's where we're going to tap into that intuition, right? And it's like, what archangel is it? And this goes the same with the ascended master. I don't know off the top of my head all the archangels. And so if there's one that you're familiar with and it comes to you immediately, then that's beautiful. That is the one. And also if it's like, I know it's an archangel, but I don't know its name yet, then it could be, is it male or female? And then intuitively Google the archangels and learn about them, and one will pop forward to you. Same thing with a major deity. Yes, Kimberly says, I feel that I need to do an intuitive Google. Did you want to unmute yourself and talk about the deity? I feel like the archangel would be an easy one for you to figure out, but a deity might be a little more challenging.
Sure, you can help me with that.
Okay, and I have permission to intuitively know for you.
Oh, yes, you do.
Okay, so the first question is this a traditional religious type deity? And what answer do you get from that when I ask you that question?
Oh, sorry. I thought I was supposed to wait for you. It's not. It's not.
It's not. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Is this a nature deity?
Yes.
Okay. Is it a mythical deity? I'm feeling like it does not
I-
like the word mythical.
Yeah, I'm feeling no. I'm feeling like air and breeze and wind. Um, yeah, like being in nature, like being in the mountains or being near the ocean or near water. Like just I'm feeling like air, breeze, wind.
Okay. Okay. And it feels like a major, not a minor deity, right?
Well, when I muscle tested a major.
Okay. Okay. So sometimes the difference between a major and a minor is that a minor might be a collection of them, like a dryad or something like that, or like an oak tree. Okay. And then the major deity would be the dryad. That is the dryad of all the dryads, or the oak tree, which is the oak tree of all the oak trees. Okay.
Mhm.
So, I'm feeling like, does it feel like it is the air, does it feel like it is related to the element of air? Or is it related to the element of air?
What has just came up is again, like, and what helps me calm sometimes is when I I don't know if this has to do with it, but this what just came up when you were talking, is
Yeah.
that we would travel next to these like sprawling trees, like they planted them really close together. They're not oak trees, but they were willow trees, I think, and they were all planted really, really close together. And what calms me is when I'm like breathing in and out, when I'm like really stressed, I feel like I'm like pushing the air through those. So yes, the air, but it does have to do with like nature and trees. Well, not
Okay.
just trees, but like it's the air.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry, I'm new to all of this, and so this is really
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah, it is really exciting. It is really exciting because we're not boxed in, okay? We are
Yeah.
not boxed in here. And so we want to so kind of what I'm getting um is what so I'll communicate a little bit with them if that's okay with you.
Go ahead.
Okay, and they're saying that I don't have a name for them. That it is not within my personal reference point, me. Uh,
Okay.
okay. So they are telling me Kimberly knows.
Okay.
Okay, so what I feel that means like is what I believe that means is that you have an experience of them, but not the language and definition of them. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. I usually call it like higher power or the universe.
There we go.
So yeah, there I do know. Like I call it the universe. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Look at that.
And
You have the entire universe. You have, yeah,
yeah.
that would be a major deity for sure. Yeah,
Yeah. And
yeah.
most recently I experienced it. Like we went on a side by side and just like I was just so giddy being out like with the just being out in the nature. And then all of everybody, there was four of us that were together, and they were like, oh, let's go, it's too windy. And I'm like, I'm loving this.
Yes.
So it's just like yeah. Okay.
So the wind and everything, and I feel like when you were talking about calming, the word breath kind of comes through. That
Mm-hmm.
the wind to me, and take what resonates, release what doesn't. We're intuitively Googling my mind at this point, right? I feel like the wind as you experience it is the breath of the universe.
Oh, yes, yes. I
Okay.
just got chills.
Okay. 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 Wow. I love it. I love it for you. Yay.
I know when those things are like, when I like my intuition knows because I'm like, now I want to cry because
Yeah.
that's like, and that's why, earlier when I was saying that, like just knowing that my husband was with my son during that accident, like,
Yeah.
yeah, okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for letting us experience that with you. That is beautiful. I love it. Misty shares, white buffalo woman is coming through my root chakra. I love that for you. I love her. So Misty, have you read the Sophia Code? I feel like that would I feel like either you have or that would be really supportive for you.
I'm in the middle of reading it now, and that's opened up so much. It's been
Okay.
amazing, honestly.
Okay, so I don't know if you've gotten to that chapter yet with the white buffalo woman, but I feel like she'll be coming through for you really strongly. So that's beautiful.
Yes, I
And
haven't got to that chapter yet, but yes, I'm connecting to all 8 of the
yep.
female divine ascended masters, and yeah, I'm excited
Yes.
to just keep it on, but I'm soaking it in too, so I'm not reading it fast.
That makes sense. That makes sense. It really is. It's not something that you can breeze through, or should you necessarily, right? So I love that you're doing that. Yes. And I think you told me that you were reading it before. So anyway, I love that. I absolutely love that. Let's see. Also, Misty mentions, I love that you connect to willows. They are so beautiful and connected to strength and pliable, moving through the winds. Yes, I love that. Okay. Lisa says, I was told that my dog, who was my soulmate, changed back to my great, great, great grandmother. Can you check if that's true? So connecting in, am I neutral enough to ask? Yes. And um, also, I'm going to admit that that does not fall within my rules. Okay. And also we can break the rules and it doesn't have to be that. And so, what I am reminded here is that each individual has, okay, again, permission energy. Take what resonates, release what doesn't. If this is my truth, it gets to be true for me. It does not have to be true for you. Okay. And also, I believe that we as souls, that we get to incarnate in different lives, past lives, future lives, right? And that we get to choose to have different experiences. And so it's definitely possible that I had a past life as an animal, as a tree, as a rock, as a star, as well as a human being. And so is it possible that your dog, who was your soulmate, was also your great 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 grandmother? Is that a possibility? Yes. Is it true? No, girl, I break rules all the time. It's just that the way that I'm teaching it here, we're all breaking rules, right? I feel like Kimberly's thing of expanding here with the higher beings. Higher beings, yeah. No, we're breaking rules. We get to break rules. But yes, that does feel like a definite possibility. And so again, if it feels true for you, then it is true for you. Okay? It gets to be true for you. You get to lean into your knowing, your feeling. Okay? And so a great question that I ask that helps people to really zone in on their intuition is, I ask the question, do you want that to be true? Do you want it to be true? And if the
I
answer
don't.
is
I don't, because I loved my dog and I just want my dog back. You know what I mean? Like, I can't have her back.
Okay, okay, all right. Then consider the possibility. Do you remember how I talked about Kuan Yin being two people?
Mhm.
Okay. Is it possible that your that regardless of this soul being incarnated as your great 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 grandmother and also your dog, that they are two separate beings? And that your dog is here in your entourage and that it gets to be here. It is loyal and loving and adores you. And also, if you want your great 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 grandmother to join your entourage, then she can be here too. You, it's not either or, it's and. It's expansive. Do you
Okay.
want both?
Yeah.
You get to have both, okay?
Okay. Okay.
So thank you to your dog for expanding your mind a little bit and sharing with
Yes.
you what is possible, right? And again, we get to break rules. We get to break rules, and I say when I very specifically said my rules, and the reason I said my rules is because that's my belief system. There are no rules. And so breaking my rules opens me up to greater possibilities. So I love that. Yes, there we go, Misty. We place our own limitation on things. Yes, exactly. We can move those around and even remove them to become limitless in things that serve us. Rules are good for some things, but limits are meant to be pushed. Yes, very well articulated. Exactly true. Kimberly says, my archangel is Ariel, who cares for the earth's elements like water, wind, and fire. That makes so much sense. That makes so much sense because I was feeling an elemental aspect to that. Yes, it does. Yes. Yeah, that makes sense. I love it. Okay, so we are at 1:17 and we have gone over time. I am going to be here and I'm going to continue on to the last category, which is super fun. If you have other obligations and you need to leave, that's 100% okay. You have lifetime access to this replay and it will be available in your course hub hopefully later today. Okay. And if you're doing okay, um, what I'm gonna do before we go to the last one here is I'm going to pause the recording. Misty says I'm having so much fun with you guys. I'm here for it. Yay! Yay. Also, I'm gonna pause the recording and we can all do a quick bathroom break. Okay. And then we'll come back in 5 minutes. So let me stop the share. I don't even think I need to do that. Here we go. I'm going to pause the recording. Okay, so before we move on to the next category, I realized, Mary, that did this conversation answer your question about the other thing that was coming through for you?
It was actually a blue whale, but it's okay. It's
A
all right.
blue whale. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Perfect. 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 Oh, I love that. I love that for you. So yes. Yes. Okay. Before we move on to the next thing, is there anybody who needs support up to this point with angels, ancestors, animals, or higher beings? Is there anybody who needs that support, or are we ready to go on? All right. Let me know if you need support, okay? I'm happy to work through these things because I think it is incredibly wonderfully helpful in identifying how to go, demonstrating how we can identify our entourage members. So thank you to everybody for your beautiful questions and willingness to be the example for these. Mystical creatures. Woo! Super fun. Y'all know I am a dragon-hearted transformation warrior. I have 6 to 8 dragons in my entourage. I need to double check how many they are. Might have some that want to come in. I definitely have mystical creatures. So mystical creatures can be either mystical creatures. What are mystical creatures? These are, okay. Once again, I did create a Facebook Live where I talked about, are they real? Are mermaids real? Are dragons real? Are griffins real? And these are creatures that show up in mythical stories all the time, and they are cross cultures, right? Dragons show up in Chinese myths as well as Greek myths, and these different geographical areas where people just don't have access to it, right? And so they are mythical, but that doesn't mean that they're not real. It means that they could have been physically incarnated on the earth at some time, or physically incarnated on a different planet in a different realm at a different time. Those are possibilities. And also, they have that archetypal energy that I mentioned about the animal guides. Okay, when you talk about a dragon, you feel the energy of the dragon. It's fire breathing, it is strength, protection, it is they're very good with money. They know about treasure. They love their hoard. They are curious. They lean in with curiosity. They are courageous. They don't fear a lot of things because they're the primary predator, right? They're the top predator. And so it has that archetypal energy. And the same is true with all of the mystical creatures. Also, I feel before we get into, well, I guess I'll go into this. Humanish form would be like mermaids, those that have characteristics of a human body. Animal-ish form would be those that have characteristics of animals. And when you have a combination of more than one animal, it becomes a mystical creature, and it combines the energy of both of those. It combines the energy of those 2 or 3 or more animals together. Okay, so I believe a griffin is combination of an eagle and a lion, and so the energy of it would be both eagle and lion. However, they're not just limited to those that we have a special name for. You can have a combination, any combination of animals could show up for you, and that would be a mystical creature. Just like with the animals, they can come as a single, a pair, family, group. They can be male or female or non-gendered. Especially with mystical creatures, their concept of gender is not nearly as structured or strict as we have in this 3D world of duality. It's much, much more blended. So even if they come across as male or female, it's not as black and white as we experience it here in the 3D. They can be old, young, parent, child. They can have all that energy. Okay, so here's the fun part. And also because you are drawn to my energy, there's a high probability that you have a dragon. Okay. Energy attracts like attracts like. And so my dragons probably talked to your dragons and invited you to the party. So if you tap in and you discover you have a dragon, you can trust that it is true. Sometimes we think, oh, I think I have a dragon just because Shelly has a dragon. That's not true. You probably have a dragon. And if you don't, that's fine too. Okay. I'm not putting anything on you that you have to have. It just would not surprise me if you do. So tap in, ask yourself, do I have mystical creatures in my entourage? And then you can ask how many. And then begin exploring and identifying what they are. Tapping into your intuition, trusting what comes to mind. And if anybody needs support with this, you can let me know.
Shelley, is it possible to explore, because as I've mentioned to you before, I've been drawn to dragons, films about dragons for ages. And I'd just like to get an understanding of, have I always had a dragon with me? I've been given the number 2 dragons and a name Serafina as one of them, but I don't, it's new to me. But it has been a fascination ever since I can remember.
Okay. So, and do I have permission to intuitively know for you?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So consider the possibility. And so I'm going to say some things and you're going to trust your intuition. You're going to take what resonates and release what doesn't. And you're just going to be kind of open to exploring possibilities here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, does it feel like you have had a dragon companion your entire life?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes. 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 Um, was there something in your childhood that happened that might have been a trigger point for them to come in?
Trauma.
Okay. Yes. Yes. So yes, your dragon has been with you ever since that moment. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one dragon. The other thing that came to my mind, consider the possibility that you may have been a dragon in a past life.
I'm
Which you,
getting yes.
okay. I was gonna say you can reject that idea. It won't hurt my feelings. Also,
No, I got a clear yes when you were actually asking,
mhm.
because it's all new to me. So I get to know I've always had this fascination, whether it's the film Aragon or whatever, but it's always been seeking out films to do with dragons, and I've never known why, but they fascinated me.
Yes, because there was that soul family, the recognition, and in fact, you might be a little bit like I am when I'm reading books with dragons. I love reading stories and watching stories about dragons, and sometimes I'm like, they got that wrong. Nope, that's not what dragons are like. So have you ever had that experience where it's like, oh yes, this is awesome and this is right, and then other times like, that just wasn't right?
It's just always been just a fascination. I didn't know why I've always been drawn to it.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure on that count.
Okay. So you have the one dragon that has been with you always. You are welcome to connect with them and really communicate with them as much as you would like. Did you say that you had two dragons that were coming to mind?
Yes, there are two. I've been given two dragons, but I was given the name Seraphina before this session started because of the other uh, thing that you did about dragons. Are they real? I actually asked in between. Well, do I? And that was the name that came forwards.
Beautiful.
Other than that, I've got no point of reference. Otherwise,
Okay. Okay. So kind of what I'm getting here, if you would like to be open to it, is that there are other dragons that would like to come into your entourage when you are ready for them. So I feel like that's just to bring into your awareness that yes, you absolutely have two right here, right now. And that what they're telling me is because you are one of them, that you can call in and receive them whenever you would like, whatever you need help with. Like if Entourage is here to support us in a very practical way. And so if you run into circumstances and situations that feel challenging and difficult to you, you can connect with your current entourage. And if you need more strength, more courage, more curiosity, more motivation, more determination, more resilience, more boundaries, more protection, whatever you need, you can call them in and allow them to join you. Does that resonate?
yes, it does.
Right. Hey, beautiful. Well, welcome to the club.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay. Let me check the chat. Yeah, Seraphim is of the highest order. You're very blessed. I love that. Let's see. Kayla says, yay, I've known there are dragons on my team, but this is the closest I've gotten to connecting with clarity to identify my specific dragons. Yes. So you utilizing the channeling course, dragons will talk to you. Dragons are some of the beings that are a little more chatty. And so you may want to intuitively know which dragon would be the most ideal for you to start with, right? The one that resonates the most at this time, the one that you could that you could use support from the most, maybe the one who has been with you the longest. That would be a great place to start with your entourage. Kayla says, I have a dragon who is identifying as a clear or invisible dragon. I've never even considered, but had a huge download on how they show up for me. Yay. Yay. Yes. Here's the beauty of identifying your entourage is that your entourage loves you. They want to support you. They want to help you. They want to be more active in a practical sense in your life. And so anytime you take one step towards them, they will take 10 steps towards you. It's not just meeting you halfway. They're like, yes, yes, yes. We will reward your intuition. We will reward your efforts. We will validate you. We are so happy and excited to connect with you. So I love, Kayla, that you're connecting with that dragon and like, yes, They're not leaving you to figure it out all alone. They're like, yes, I am an invisible, a clear invisible dragon, and boom, this is why. I love that for you. Lisa says, in my pre-adolescence, I had to have this stuffed dragon. I actually melted down when my mom said no. She ended up buying it for me, and I'm a wood dragon. Yes, yes, I feel that. Oh, cute. Lisa brought her dragon. Okay, there are other mystical creatures besides dragons, but also I've got this little guy that a friend gave. No, this one was from my daughter, and a friend gave me this one. So, yes. Are the mythical creatures and the mystical creatures similar? So, they are the same thing. They are the same thing. The reason why my mentor, Cami Orange, called them mystical instead of mythical is because mythical gives the impression that they're not real. And she said they didn't like that. So she called them mystical instead. But I'm getting that, you know, just because something is a myth doesn't mean it's not real. Myths are simply stories that are told over time. Okay, so you can call them either mystical or mythical. Right. Misty says, I have fairies, Pegasus, Centaur, and of course, dragons. Yes, yes, yes. And a unicorn. Yes, I also have, I have a phoenix. There's always an origin for myths. Yes, exactly, Lisa. I have a phoenix, and so I also would, and I have one of my intuitive gifts is catalyst. And that is that my energy initiates change. And so if you are in my energy, then you are going to be initiated into change. And so I would not be surprised if some of you have phoenixes in your entourage as well. I have a phoenix that has been with me. Okay, so he's telling me time is, it doesn't matter. So he has literally been with me forever and always because time isn't real. And also he came into my awareness in my entourage when I began learning about entourage. With my first entourage session is when I feel that he officially joined me in that capacity. He's like, fine, you can say that. They have a sense of humor. They are pretty funny. The phoenixes, dragons have a dry sense of humor. They also, I'm just going to share this about y'all. They do have a sense of superiority. They do believe that they are the most superior beings in the universe. They do have a very, okay, so they're saying that they feel that they are equal to archangels. But otherwise, and perhaps, no, even, yeah. Okay. Well, apparently they put archangels ahead of deities. So yeah. Kayla says, I 100% feel that with these dragons. Oh, yes. And Misty says, as a kid, I would ride a Pegasus in all my games. I love that. I love that. Yes. Mermaids, fairies. I absolutely have fairies in my entourage. They are pretty hilarious and they do mess with me sometimes in a very physical way. So the other day, in my drawer in the kitchen, they had switched a small spoon with a small fork. I'm like, I did not do that. I never do that, right? But my fairies were like, ha, ha, that's hilarious that, you know, I put a fork in the spoon slot and the spoon in the fork slot. They did that. They are pretty hilarious. I really love my fairies. Hence my struggles. I think I'm superior, although I'm working on that. So here's the thing about the ego, right? The ego is two-sided. On the one hand, it says, oh, I'm the greatest in the world. And on the other hand, it says, I am nothing. Who am I? Right? And my dragons, if you have dragons, I feel like they're here to say, girl, err on the side of superiority. That your magnificence, strength, power, and ability is so much greater than you give yourself credit for. And so you can release false modesty if you have dragons in your entourage. They wouldn't be here with you if they didn't feel that you are their equal, which they do not feel about most humans. But they are saying that you will notice that there's a lot more dragon energy coming back to the earth, because the people born at this time, we have a purpose, and so they are here to support that purpose in Earth's history, in her evolution. Okay. All right. Does anybody need any additional time on this one? And does anybody need any support? Oh. Oh, did I accidentally exit out of the share? I did, huh? Well, there we go. All right, that is complete. That was a lot of information. I underestimated how much time it would take us to get through it. So thank you for hanging in there with me and for enjoying this adventure with me. I would love to hear in the comments, drop it in the comments. What surprised you the most, or what I guess, who or what are you most excited to connect with? That you were most excited to discover, or that you're most excited to connect with? Lisa says, my second mom. I love that. I love that. Okay. Kayla says, all of it. I'm excited to look at my practical angels more. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. If you take away nothing else from this class, and all you do is you start asking for more support from your practical angels, that will change your life. That will 100% change your life. So I highly, highly, highly recommend that. Yeah, but it's super, super good. I'm glad for that. Okay, let's see. Lawana says, I'm excited for the mysticals. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They are a bit exotic and fun. I also love the Ascended Masters. They are fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. I love how deeply we get to connect with them in the New Earth Mystery School, and how much they are showing up to support us, giving us the codes and the downloads, and helping us ascend at such a rapid, accelerated pace. And also they're reflecting back to us who we are. They are initiating us into that remembrance of our past lives as ascended masters. And I love that they are coming through. I love that connection. So Angela says the owl, and to have confirmation about the dragons and that I was one of them. I feel that. I feel that. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, I feel that connection as well. I feel that connection as well. Like, I don't know, maybe you and I soared the skies together as dragons. Mary, that's a possibility. Did I say Angela? If I did, it was because I was reading, not because I don't know that you are Mary. Yeah, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for that. So as we wrap it up here, I do want to offer an invitation to everybody. If you are leaning in with curiosity, with that dragon-hearted curiosity to the New Earth Mystery School, I invite you to schedule a discovery call with me and let's have a conversation to see if it would be a good fit for you. Um, we are serving the planet through the New Earth Mystery School. We are rising up into our leadership. We are acknowledging our purpose and living it fully. We are doing that by tapping into all realm support like we have been doing today, tapping into the support from the Ascended Masters, from our entourage, and perhaps equally as important, we are learning how to ask for and receive community, connection, collaboration, and support in the human realms too, right? Which is harder, you guys. It is a lot harder to receive help in the physical realms. It simply is. And also our entourage gets to help us with that so that we are open to all the support that is available. We have the Intuitive Gifts Incubator in there where you learn about the full spectrum of your intuitive gifts, how they blend together to support you in your divine purpose, and then practical application. You get to stretch those muscles and grow those gifts in such a beautiful way. And then we have the aligned action activator as well, which is learning how to cut through the shoulds and the have tos and instead simply focus on that aligned action, which leads you forward in serving your purpose in the most beautiful way. We do that in the New Earth Mystery School while holding you in divine sisterhood. The women in there are beautiful. So if you're leaning into it, I invite you to book us, schedule a discovery call with me at bookshelley.com. And it is $444 a month for 12 months. I'm considering doing a 6-month one, which I haven't done yet. It is $5,000 paid in full if you decide to do that. And I am going to offer a discount for those of you who are here specifically for this. I've not yet decided what that looks like. We can discuss that individually. Okay, so if that resonates with you, let's have a discovery call. If it feels that it's not quite within reach right now, I invite you to lean into the possibility of divine timing. Okay, make the decision now that you're going to join us. Put that intention out there and then allow the universe, get into your receiving mode and allow the universe to bring it to you. All right. I have had people tell me from the inception of the New Earth Mystery School, Luana is here, where she was on my radar from the very beginning, and she's available now. She made it happen. She made that intention happen, and so I'm so grateful. It was divine timing too, right? It was exactly at the right time. Earlier, I don't think it would have worked out the same. You weren't, for whatever reason, right? The program and you, it just wasn't quite ready. And now it's divinely perfect. So I invite everybody to lean into that. And are there any final questions or comments before we wrap up here? Kayla says, thank you, Shelley. You are welcome, Kayla. I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody for joining us, for leaning in. I hope that this has given you a sense of how loved you are, how supported you are, and go serve that purpose, man. Lean into the bigness of it all. You're welcome, Lisa. You are welcome. All right, everybody, take care. Love you. And thank you for sticking with me. We will talk with you all soon. Bye, everyone.